What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of GeekCypha here on Free X Agents Media. It is it's a wild one, folks. My name is Brian Holiday. I'm here with
Jaws Date.
representing that MTL. I'm representing Antigua as well on my shirt this week.
Nice.
Homie, I gotta say, I don't know if you've been feeling it, but this is the what are the weirdest summers we've had.
I mean, weather-wise?
Yeah. Like, I know people find it weird when people start talking about the weather, but Montreal, for those of you who don't know, Montreal is a hella hot city sometimes in the summer, like uncomfortably so.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, this past couple weeks has not felt like summer. Even Construction Holiday, I have to say, was one of the coolest weeks. The temperature, the last week, July, first week of August, wasn't even hot. Yeah. I was like, yo, get these construction people back to work. Hot out here. What are we doing?
It wasn't too bad, but yeah, like it got cool considerably. I remember seeing a video where it said Canadians, when it gets down to like, if it's summertime and it gets down to like 18 degrees. So this guy walks outside and he's like, I hope today's going to be a good day today. And he's like yelling and he's angry and he's putting on a sweater and he's walking outside.
Dude. I've been like so I usually bike to work in the summer. I think it's important to get that exercise in.
Yeah, get it in.
We have
bike lanes now.
Yo, lots of bike lanes. I bike along the canal. For those of you who don't know, Montreal has this beautiful park along the water, along the canal here that separates kind of the south of the island, a little part of the southern part of the island and the main part of the island. It's a nice little bike ride. If you're looking for something fun to do, you can go all the way into the edge of the island to a park called René Lévesque. That's beautiful. You get to see the edge of the island. And then in the other direction, you can go all the way into downtown almost as far as you want. I think the farthest I've gone is taking the bike path all the way to the end at Papineau, which is very far east for those of you who don't know. It has been too cold to bike. I say that as a West Indian.
Get a windbreaker on. That's what windbreakers are.
Exactly. I 100% know I'm being a little about it. I get that because I could just put on a windbreaker or a hoodie. But half of the fun of biking to work in the summer is just the t-shirt, the shorts, and being comfortable. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to have to do layers and then come into work. And sometimes, because I shower at work, sometimes I don't want to have to shower at work. So sometimes I take it easy on the bike ride. But if I layer up, even if I take it easy, I'm going to be sweaty. And there's no winning. So that's Brian's little old man rant. That's my
old man, young man rant.
Oh, yeah.
I'm biking to work.
Oh,
I remember when I used to bike to work all the time, boy. Almost got knocked down by a carriage. I was hearing a wild story. It was this dude from London. It was on the BBC. It was like, some random clip I got on my feed.
Yeah.
And so he's talking to this girl and she's like, oh, what's the craziest thing that's happened to you when you grew up here? Oh, I was hit by a carriage.
Oh, and my God.
And she started to laugh. And he's like, what are you laughing for? And it's two black people. It's two British black people. Clearly he's Caribbean.
And he's just been here that long.
Yeah. And like, what are you laughing for? Wow. And she said, well, okay, sorry for laughing. But what happened is like, I came down the street, I was walking across, and then I got hit by the carriage. And she was like, oh my God, that's horrible. Did you tell your mom? He was like, no. And she's like, why? Because then she'd be like, why did you get hit by a carriage? You don't know where you're going. And I was like,
100%.
And I was like, he can't win. He told the girl what happened to him. And she laughed at him. And then she asked, why didn't you ask your mom? And she's like, well, the mom's going to beat him. Like, there was no winning. Like, old or young, old or new, there was no winning.
No winning. I didn't. So I got hit by a car once, and I didn't tell my mom about it. And it's not because I thought I was going to get licks, but it's more just because you know how your parents are going to get if you tell them something like that happens. Like, I got hit by the car. I was fine. I went to a clinic.
Any lingering concussions or anything like that?
Yeah, so that's it. When I got hit by the car, it happened outside of a clinic. So I literally just went into that clinic.
Right.
Like I was able to get up.
How old were you? You weren't a kid.
If
you knew to go to a clinic.
Yeah, no, I was in my 20s.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This happened when I was in my 20s. I was don't get me wrong. I know that I was wrong for jaywalking the way I did. It's a really hard thing to explain without a diagram as to why I thought I could get away with it on a 4-lane road.
Oh, okay, you in the wrong.
Yeah.
4-lane. What? If it was a one-way, a one-way with two lanes,
Nope. No.
4.
It's a major road in a suburb that has 3 lanes going in each direction, and then every time it gets to an intersection, it has that turning lane.
Does it have a median at least?
Uh,
were you trying to jaywalk at the
yeah.
median?
So it has a median, but the median disappears at that turn, like I was saying.
That was bad.
I was in my friend's car. My friend pulled up to the light. My friend is in. So from right to left, my friend is in the 3rd lane, the first car. So I get out of her car. I'm trying to cross. The next lane has opened up for people to turn. And I didn't expect anyone to be able to turn because the 3rd lane went so far back that the people who wanted to turn couldn't get into that turning lane.
Okay.
So as I'm crossing, I look and someone had jumped the median. Like they got tired of waiting. They jumped the median, sped up, and then hit me.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about that?
So everyone was in the wrong.
Montreal, sir.
Yeah. Yo,
we're gonna burn through a red light, man. We're gonna burn through a stop sign, man.
Montreal's one of the only cities where you can't turn right on red, not because it's weird. It's because it's too dangerous. Because Montreal drivers are psychotic.
Well, same with New York. New York, you can't do it either.
But you can't turn right on red.
I don't think so. But they also have signs that say "Don't honk."
That don't mean ish out there.
The last time I was in New York, I think it must have been Manhattan, and I looked over and I saw a sign that said "Do not honk. Honkers will be fined." I was like, "What?"
I find it funny though. Yeah. So, anyways, I jaywalked and I got hit by the car. I went to the clinic, and it was fine though. When I went into the clinic, they were just like, "Do you have any injuries? Do you feel anything?" And I was like, "No, this is where I got hit by the car. This arm got hit." They were just like, okay. So they checked my arm. They're just like, and they did like the full range of motion stuff. They're like, okay, it doesn't seem like anything's broken. It's a little bit bruised. So you're good. If there's anything, we suggest you go to an ER immediately. And I was just like, cool. And I was good. I didn't have anything. So I didn't go to the ER.
I found out recently, like one of my best friends, I've known him like since we were in pre-K, that he got hit by a car outside of his house in elementary school.
Oh snap! Okay.
And like I like as long as I've known, I knew he had migraines, and it was only recently where he went, let me go check this stuff out, and it turned out like that migraine thing started happening after he got hit by the car, and it was because it was just a long concussion that he hadn't gotten checked out, kind of thing.
Okay.
But like during that time, he was playing sports and stuff, like full contact sports and stuff, and it was like, you shouldn't be doing that, But he didn't know.
But he was so young that I guess he was just like, when you get a little bit older, you want to play those sports, and
yeah. Well, he got older. And he started playing those sports and stuff.
Like when you say older, like he's in his like teens or in his 20s?
In his 20s.
Oh, okay.
His 20s, 30s, about like early.
Wow.
20s, early 30s stuff, and it was just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. I had an injury once. Actually, I can't really say where it was, but needless to say, the injury healed only after like I got the injury when I was 10, and it only went away in my 20s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? How?
Yeah. Oh. It was definitely like it was like a muscle tear that I guess I don't know what happened, but it
Did you do physio?
No, I was 10, so I didn't think I needed to. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why.
I mean, when you're a kid, you kind of think you're immortal, like unbreakable, and when you are broken, you kind of just ignore it. So
I'm a god.
Yeah, full on.
Then you break your leg, and you're like, I could feel the weather.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how many times
you're standing in your house. I feel the rain. It's calling bird.
But how many times have either of you guys broken a bone or broken something?
Never. I've been very blessed.
I've never.
Holy. You light-skinned people don't be breaking anything, huh? Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Words I've never said in my life. Watch this. Served me well.
That's so funny. So neither of you have ever had a broken bone?
No, I don't think so. Sprains.
Sprains?
Obviously,
Yeah, I've
Okay,
got
I
a
was gonna ask.
sprain.
I was gonna ask if
sprains
you had
all the
sprains.
time.
Also, sorry if I'm echoey.
No,
I'm
you're
in
fine
an
now.
open space. So.
You're good.
No,
now.
you're fine
Okay.
now.
Cool.
Yeah, I've broken. I broke this arm, my left arm, when I was. Oh, sorry. Hold on. What did I? I broke. Yeah, I broke my left. My left thumb when I was a kid,
Okay.
Ouch.
and then I broke my right arm when I was 12, right before I started high school.
Wow.
I have a friend. I don't know if she'll remember this story, but I have a friend who told me, because I was in the advanced nerd class in my high school.
What does that mean?
So we did advanced English. We had Spanish classes. We did.
Oh, like IBO.
Yeah, I don't know. It's called different things at different schools.
Okay.
At my school, it's called the Galaxy program.
Oh wait, okay.
So I was in the Galaxy program in grade 7, and one of my best friends, who we didn't know each other on the first day of school, and on the first day of school, I show up to grade 7 with an arm brace because I just broken my arm, but it was in a brace now. And when the teacher introduced himself to the class and everything, and he said, "Do you have any questions?" Me on the first day of grade 7 in a Galaxy program, advanced studies class, I raised my hand and I was like, "Can I put a pencil behind my ear?" And the teacher was just like, "I don't care." And I was like, cool. And my friend told me years later, she was just like, "I thought I was in the remedial class because your ass was wearing an arm brace and asking people, 'Can I put a pencil behind my ear?'" And I was just like, "No, let me explain. I broke my arm in the summer, and when I was in grade 6, I had a really, really evil teacher, Miss Whitty, from my elementary school."
Oh, I remember her.
Miss Whitty was a tyrant. She was cruel. And if you put a pencil behind your ear, she would get mad at you and yell at you in the class.
Why?
And I never, Ness, if I could understand why Miss Whitty was obsessed about people with pencils behind the ears, I would be a billionaire. Because
Okay, so she
I would assume
left
something
trauma
happened.
onto you.
Probably some kid poked his eye out with the pencil behind the ear or something. I don't know.
how do you poke your eye out with a pencil behind your ear?
He was fighting somebody and he grabbed him by the but he did the side. The person tried
That's
to duck,
extreme.
and then,
I don't know.
Yeah,
right in the
Jaws.
eye.
Extreme.
The reach you are doing is insane. You're gonna dislocate your shoulders doing that reach, sir. No, Miss Whitty.
Broke something.
Miss Whitty was just a crazy old white lady who got mad for no reason and had been teaching for too long and hated kids. That's all I could tell you.
Me and Brian went to the same elementary school in high school.
Yeah.
I had the other teacher, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, Mr.
And
Holmes.
the other kids had Miss Whitty, and everybody in my grade that had Miss Whitty liked Miss Whitty. So I don't
People in
know.
your grade like Miss Whitty?
Yeah, and we're like a few years apart. We're like,
Were there a lot of black kids in Miss Whitty's class in your year?
I'm sure there was black kids and Indian kids.
'Cause
I'm sure
I know-
mix of everybody.
I know that I went to the elementary school I went to became the home for a lot of displaced kids from another elementary school in NDG in Montreal.
Well,
Côte-de-Neige,
NDG
NDG.
and Côte-de-Neige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that school shut down, and a lot of kids from that school, predominantly kids of color, black, Filipino, all that, ended up going to the elementary school that I went to, that Jaws went to. And when they all went to that school, there was a larger influx of mixed kids now, because the school originally didn't have that many kids of color. Like at the time when I got there, most of the kids, like when I started in grade 5, most of the kids in the school were white kids. From what I remember, all the kids that were all the new kids that were there when I got there, because I went to a French school and I got there at the same time as this other school shut down. And when we all got there together, I was just like, so who here went to Carlisle before? And only the white kids had their hands up. And everyone else, all the other kids from St. Kevin's were kids of color.
Yeah, St. Kevin's.
And I was just like, oh, okay, message received. So we are all new to this school. Yeah, the school secretary was racist.
Where was this?
Yeah, the schools. This was in TMR. So TMR is like an affluent neighborhood in Montreal. For those who don't know, it's called the town of Mont Royal. It's like where nouveau rich people go. Because I don't think
pretty up there.
Say what?
It seemed pretty. up there. Like it was like just mainly houses. At least where it touched Côte de Neige.
Yeah.
And then right behind it is Park X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say Nouveau Riche because a lot of the kids that I met who were from the neighborhood didn't feel like Westmount kids. And Westmount in Montreal is the affluent neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you guys feel like you're just a step below. Like in the hierarchy of Montreal's rich people, I would say Westmount, maybe Hampstead, then TMR.
Yeah.
I would say Hampstead above TMR.
Like, I would agree with you only just because I did go to a friend's house
Where's
from
Hampstead
that
again?
elementary school. Oh,
Hampstead's on the way to Côte Saint Luc from NDG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. You were going to say, Josh?
I was going to say, I probably agree with you with that hierarchy just because I did go to a sleepover at a kid's house in TMR and we were in elementary school together.
But what about
not Westmount?
Where's the up the hill? The
Outremont?
No, like up Guy.
That's Westmount, no?
Oh, is it?
Oh,
No.
you're talking Park, like
it's Park Avenue?
I don't think it's Westmount.
No, you're right. You're just talking
Boulevard.
The Boulevard?
Yeah, but isn't the area called something?
Well, I know part of it.
Name.
So
Uptown?
part of it is Westmount because part of the Boulevard is Westmount.
Okay.
So I would say it's just a continuation of Westmount that goes into Côte de Neige at the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it might have its own neighborhood name, but it's like it's just a continuation of that.
I don't remember.
Quick history lesson for you guys who are listening. Montreal, when it first started, they kind of moved onto the Main. They came along the water, the bottom of the islands, which is the old port, and then the Main, which is called Saint Laurent, was what divided the city. But it's also the thoroughway that led to the north of the city. And when the wealthy English people landed in the city, they wanted to have their like cottages and stuff and their winter houses. They built those in Westmount. So that's why Westmount has houses that are like hundreds of years old, made from like old school, like they're like stone and stuff like that. And some of those are like old school houses that got expanded and built into like crazier things.
I was trying to figure out what it's called, but I don't know. But I'm talking about the area like near Mount Royal Park.
Mount Royal Park. Yeah, I think you're talking about Outremont on the other side.
Yeah.
Is it Outremont?
I think so. Outremont, the other side of the mountain from Westmount, it's called Outremont, which is the French, where the rich French people went.
I remember I used to
it's on the same side as Guy.
On the same Mount Royal Park.
I feel like you're talking about the Boulevard.
Yeah, I probably am, but I thought it was like an area. I thought it was called I thought the area was called something, but maybe it's just the Boulevard.
I think it's the Boulevard. I think that's a part of, like Brian said, it's a part of the Westmount area.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about like where the cemetery is and stuff.
Yeah, and like the general hospital.
Yeah, that's all just Côte de Neige still.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Côte de Neige is huge. And
Yeah.
then they just fuse Côte de Neige and NDG together for no
Yeah.
reason.
Oh,
Make it
okay.
even bigger.
I'm always confused when I'm around there.
Oh, yeah.
But
For
yeah,
those of you who are
some
not from
fancy
Montreal.
There are some fancy apartments and then houses, and then like you got that extra area that drives up the hill.
Yeah.
And I heard there's some like really fancy.
Yeah, I almost wish we could put a map just to explain people, because that's the weird thing about Montreal. Montreal is an island, but it's also a mountain.
Yeah.
So the whole island.
Montreal.
Yeah. So the whole island is shaped like a weird foot, but then as you go towards the center, it just goes up into this mountain. And then the mountain is divided into different areas. And Côte de Neige is like one side of the mountain going down, and then Outremont is another side, the plateau. So all these areas are just like kind of descending the mountain. I thankfully live at the bottom of the island, which is very nice. Although if the floods happen, I'm fucked.
Those sandbags, people.
Yeah. I don't know. How have you guys been doing? What else is new?
Nothing new.
No,
I feel like
no?
I'm behind on movies, even though I'm not necessarily. Maybe I'm just like, I feel like it's been quiet season for movies.
I was gonna one way we can know that it's been quiet is the fact that K-pop Demon Hunter was the highest grossing movie of the weekend. And that
really?
Yeah.
And now it's officially the biggest
K-pop
movie
Demon
in
Hunter.
on Netflix.
Netflix
It beat
history.
Red Notice.
No way.
So a good
I
movie
actually
beat
saw
Netflix.
it there, but I thought it was just gonna be some like trash.
So it was a
movie.
sing along, and Netflix is
A little
notorious.
soda pop.
Netflix is notorious for not working with the theaters. Like their Ted Sarandos, the head of Netflix, has openly said people don't need theaters. They want to watch movies at home. He doesn't believe in the theatrical experience. I definitely don't agree with him. Big Choops right there, because he's obviously off the mark. Cinemas are a huge business. They still continue to be a big business. And I think limiting the theatrical window is intentionally a way to harm them. And it's really interesting to me. Yeah. They're actively trying to harm the movie theaters.
He's part of the problem.
Yeah, 100%. And it's sad because for someone who says they don't believe in theaters, why did you release K-Pop Demon Hunter sing along in theaters?
Yeah.
That's the part I don't understand. It's such a weird thing to say to someone. Know what? Sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's probably to do with some sort of like qualifying. Thing.
Interesting.
I don't know, but it could be that.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Netflix does have to put certain things in theaters to qualify for awards. I'd be shocked if they really wanted to put K-Pop Demon Hunter.
Me too. That's why I was like, I don't know.
But it's not an impossible idea. I think the saddest part of this whole situation for me is the fact that Sony made this movie, didn't believe in the. Yeah, this is a Sony film, Sony Animation. Shout out to the Sony Animation team, because this is.
Look it up.
It's the same people that made Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
So they're in between movie, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they made this film for some reason. I don't understand why. I understand that it was 2021 and it was the pandemic, and Sony, I think, was worried about finances, so they made some deals. I think they did that in a panic because they sold off a bunch of stuff to Netflix and made deals and also signed like a exclusive deal with Netflix for the theatrical release movies and all this crazy stuff. And here we are now, where K-Pop Demon Hunter, a movie that's been out since June.
Oh.
Yeah, the movie came out on Netflix in June. And it's only now that people have started to like really be about this film, which I find very interesting.
I think it just released, right, in theaters? Yeah,
the theater release, the sing-along theater release was... But that only happened just now. It was already gaining momentum, and the 4 out of the 10 songs on the album are in the top 5 on Billboard.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that a women's group has done this since Destiny's Child. And then there's some other record that they broke. Like, the movie soundtrack has broken multiple records, which
interesting.
I don't. As someone who watched K-Pop Demon Hunter the first or maybe the second week it was out, and I do like it, I don't understand this slow burn. I've never seen Netflix have.
I probably assume it's all the K-pop fans telling other people. Then you got anime people also watching. I think it's just like a nice big convergence of a bunch of stuff.
For sure.
All the anime action people are watching. All the action people are watching. Oh, the action's really good. And then I'm sure
the action is really good.
I'm sure there's a lot of memeable photo clip stuff. Like the faces are very 100%. Weird and exaggerated. And
I have one of the stickers on my water bottle. I don't think you guys can see it, but
no, too much glare.
There we go.
I know some people don't like how the faces come out, but a lot of people are loving it.
Koshi is in it. It's so random. Or Koshi? I don't know how to. Sorry, don't remember how to pronounce her name.
Oh, the actor, the voice actor, they're voicing. Well, I mean, they have the movie is voiced by some K-pop stars, or at least the singing voices. This is kind of like a Lion King situation where it's like the acting voice is one person and the singing voice is a different one, from what I understand.
Ken is in it.
Who? Sorry,
Ken Jeong from Community.
Oh yes, he plays the manager. Yeah. The cast is pretty good. The film is very interesting. The fight scenes are actually really good. Like, that's one of the things when the movie starts off and you get one of the first fight scenes on a plane. I was just like, "Oh, yo, this is dope." And
I shall watch.
And like, the story of the movie is actually an interesting story. I know when it first came out, there was a small collective of people online saying K-Pop Demon Hunter is the movie Sinners for kids.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, what? And they're just like, it's a movie about hunting or fighting evil that is completely backed by the importance of music. And I was just like, oh yeah,
okay.
I guess if you strip it down to that, sure. I didn't
But
really
it's not.
get it.
It's not vampires.
No, they're just demons. I mean,
They're
they
demons,
do
yeah.
look like vampires, but in the sense that the demons all kind of look
Yeah.
weirdly evil. They do have a derpy cat that people liked also. When I was at Otakuthon, there was a lot of K-pop Demon Hunter fan art and
cool.
stickers. Like the movie came out June 20th, and I know one of the artists that I saw had like stickers, like a bunch of stickers printed out. So people really jumped on the bandwagon for it. So I just think what Sarandos, like telling people not to go to theaters and then releasing this in theaters to do a sing-along is super weird to me.
Really confusing.
Very confusing, very backwards, and it's one of those things where I don't trust. I mean, I already didn't trust him as a leader, but when you're a leader who actively goes against the things you don't like, you know what I mean?
This is for sure for his like benefit.
Yeah,
of course, but he doesn't stand on business, which I can't respect. If you're going to tell people I don't respect movie theaters, I don't think people need movie theaters, I don't want to be in movie theaters, and then you have a movie that you released in June that's done very well, social media is blowing up, the album's doing great, and you're going to turn around and be like, okay, let's just put it in the theaters as a sing-along, then you're not standing on business. And
usually I know the sing-along is like the third, like, you know, when the movie's out in the theater and it starts dying down, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna bring it back and sing along because everybody's sing. So it sounds like it was slowly starting to die down on Netflix, and then he's like, oh,
yeah, but why put the sing along in theaters? You could put the sing along on Netflix, which they're doing. They're putting the sing along part.
Because I don't think that's gonna bring more people That's not gonna make more people.
But maybe
get more what do you call it? Subscriptions. You know what I mean? You can't double up on your subscription just to get the sing along. Like, we're already at market saturation for subscriptions.
But Jaws, but to your point though, and Ness, I'll get to what you're saying in a second. But Jaws, to your point, he's going against himself then, because if I have the product and I want people to come to me for the product, why am I putting the product out somewhere else?
I think putting the product someone else as a sing along is another form of
marketing.
Marketing, yeah, it's another form of marketing. Because I mean, like, you already blew it up on the internet. And
yeah, but I'm not going to subscribe to Netflix after I've seen it in theaters to sing along again after.
I think.
Anyways, Ness,
I really think it has to do with being qualified. I think.
Yeah.
I think the movie got way more critically acclaimed than it expected, maybe.
For sure.
So I think I guess because it did so well and it became popular, now this like boosts his chances of like winning an Oscar or whatever the case is. Even if he wants to, I think, submit the soundtrack for a Grammy. I think it has to be
for a Grammy, for an Oscar.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure that's what it has to do with.
Because I don't think there's any other animated feature that's been put out this year that's
what I'm saying, and he has a high chance because it's been doing so well. The Oscars there's a high chance that he could win an Oscar for it. But it has
like best soundtrack or something.
It has to be in theater for a certain period of time for it to be qualified.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything Disney really. I don't think.
No, Elio.
I don't think Elio's gonna win just because of the ending with the lizard.
I heard it was good though.
Okay, Josh. We'll get back to what Josh just said in a second. I don't know if Elio is good. I hope it is. I think it's sad that I heard that the Disney messed with it a lot because the original creator wanted to tell a specific story that was about
it was more LGBTQ.
Yeah,
right.
Wanted to address and then Disney was just like, no.
Yeah, Disney has a mandate right now where just like anything political, like, it has to be sanitized. So that's why I assume that
sexual orientation isn't political.
I'm really confused with Disney though sometimes, because I feel like they want to like dip their toes in like controversial things, and then it's like as soon as they like dip their toe a little bit, they're like, oh, it's too cold. Like
100%.
It's like 100%. That's what Disney does with all of their movies.
Well, some people say that since Bob Iger came back, and then also that that guy that was trying to influence Disney by like doing a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
So I think after that, so I think after that they kind of like, all right, we have to kind of correct course here and make things less political. So like the movie Captain America: A Brave New World. I'm sure that was going to be talking more about being Black in America, but then they're like, no, gotta tamper that down, down.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
A lot of stories I feel like their teeth got pulled because everyone's making everything political. Oh, this again.
But I don't think they should be afraid of politics.
Yeah. Can we repeat the last part though? They want to make everything political. I feel like that's
people want to make everything political.
Very important. Everything
is woke. What is woke?
Very important
stuff that I don't like and it makes me uncomfortable.
Exactly. We need to remind people that the what was it I saw recently? Woke is would offend clans. It was like something would offend clans. Ensembles or something like they were like WOKE, like anything that would offend clans, ensembles, or everybody. Yeah, but they're trying to say like only the KKK is the only reason. Like they're running around if they're white supremacists, they're like woke. It's just like God, come on, guys. Honestly, it's like Jaws was saying a couple minutes ago. That lizard, like the lizard at the end of Elio, but it's just the word woke. Woke.
But it's like. Okay. And that's not even from Elio. That's promoting another movie.
Yeah, it's Hoppers, right? The movie after
a completely different movie, and everyone's just like, "This is hitting the brain real good." Woke lizard.
That meme is insane. I had to look it up today because my partner is obsessed with the meme and keeps sending me lizard memes every 20 minutes. Like my conversation with her is just lizard memes, and every time I'm like, okay, but what is this from? And then when I finally found it, because she wouldn't tell me.
Good.
I found it for myself. I went to Know Your Meme. Shout out to the people that know your memes because they're my favorite. and I found out that it's promo for the film Hoppers, which is about a scientist who puts her mind into an electronic beaver to explore living in the animal world.
Oh, that one. Okay, I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
So at the end of Elio, in the post-credit scene, I guess, there's a lizard looking at a screen and just pressing the lizard symbol over, and it just keeps saying lizard. And for some reason, my partner is just like, and sends me these memes every 2 seconds.
I ended up finding like a few people that mixed songs. And they take out words and just put lizard.
Oh yeah, I
love meme culture.
Everybody, rock your body. Lizard is back tonight.
Yeah, my partner sent me one that was like Eminem's "My name is Lizard. My name is Lizard." I was like, God damn it, that's crazy.
It's pretty funny. Did you guys see Freakier Friday?
No, did you see it?
I only know the big promo meme that everyone's going crazy over.
Which promo meme?
So
Jamie Lee Curtis and
everyone forgot. Everyone realized Jamie Lee Curtis is hot.
Oh, because of the
boobs. Yes, the cleavage is insane.
I did see that.
I think my thing with it is, can people act like they've been there before? Because some of these people on the internet are acting like they've never seen cleavage, and it's really fucking scary.
But it's really weird because
it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Because I thought it was AI at first. Just the way she's framed, and I'm like, okay, this is AI.
It is a weird framing.
And then when I watched the rest of the ad, and she's walking on stage dressed the exact same way, I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
That's why I think that's this is fake. And then
the cleavage, the cleavage line goes out of the frame because of how tight the frame is. So people are like, "What is happening?" And it's like,
and everyone's like, "Wait, we saw her in True Lies. I didn't know she had all of that. We saw her.
You did
way further back in Trading Places. We don't remember her having that much."
Jamie Lee's been packing.
Yeah, I think
pretty much.
She's always had a chest.
But I think one of the things I think because her most recent major role was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Where she plays kind of a frumpy lady. Yeah, but I'm talking about
a little bit more.
No, I know, but I'm talking about I'm talking about the 20-year-olds.
Recently.
Yeah,
like the 20-year-olds who watched Everything Everywhere All at Once because that was like the hot movie of the summer the year it came out. Know her from that. Because no offense to the Halloween franchise, but they didn't see the last Halloween she was in, where they like brought it back.
Oh, where she was like a survivalist and
Yeah.
stuff. She's basically Sarah Connor waiting for him to come back. Yeah.
Because that for me would have been one of the last main roles you had seen her in, but no, these kids are all about this recent shit and saw her in everywhere.
Borderlands.
Yeah. Well, Borderlands doesn't count. That movie flopped.
I know, but I'm saying she was in a jumpsuit the whole time in that movie. I'm just saying.
But no one saw it, so that's why it doesn't count.
I'm agreeing with you. Every single movie she had done up till now, even in Freakier Friday, she's not dressed like that. It was just only for
actually. I don't know. Ness.
No, she is.
Okay, yeah, that's
why. That's why.
God
I think
damn.
it was a thing.
Okay, so tell us a bit about Freakier Friday. Let's hear about it because I didn't see the movie. I seriously thought about it, and instead I went to see Highest to Lowest, which I don't regret. So,
I still haven't seen that.
It's gonna be hard. It's only playing at one place in Montreal.
What?
Yeah, Highest to Lowest has a limited. Yeah, it's an Apple movie, limited theatrical release. It's not going to be wide release. Okay. So it's only playing at the Museum Cinema, which it's Cinéma du Musée in Montreal. But for you Anglophones, and for my car's GPS, I said Cinéma du Musée, didn't get it. I said Museum Cinema, and it said the address is. I was like, what?
What?
Museum Cinema? You understood that one? Yeah. All right, you weirdo.
That's jokes.
Speaking English.
But yeah, Freakier Friday.
Yeah, Freakier Friday. So I think I went opening weekend.
Okay.
And just for funsies, I was like not expecting it to be any good because obviously
I was gonna say your face is not reading like I had fun. You're like
no, I was pleasantly surprised, but I'm saying like I actually went into it assuming the worst. So maybe that's why fair. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Because I expected it to be absolutely dog poop.
Oh wow.
Damn.
But no, it was not bad. I'm not gonna say it's better than the first one. Obviously, it's not.
No, I didn't expect it to be. Can you give me a little bit? So I just wanted to understand. This one is not just the two of them swapping; it's 4 people swapping.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I was worried that I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer, but basically in the trailer, it's not really clear who's swapping. So I was afraid that it was gonna be the daughters. So there's two girls, the daughters in it. So basically Lindsay Lohan's character, she has a daughter, and the husband or the boyfriend that she ends up with also has a daughter.
Okay.
So they become stepsisters, basically her daughter and his daughter.
Okay.
So I thought it was just gonna be them two switching, but thank goodness the mom and Lindsay Lohan ends up switching. But not with each other.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Okay.
Yeah, not with each other. I don't know if I should spoil it though, but
well, I mean, I'm pretty sure from the trailer it looked to me like Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are teenagers. So I'm guessing they switched with the daughters, the teenage girls.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Because that one I got from the trailer. The trailer kind of made me feel like,
oh, really? I didn't think that from the trailer.
Oh, really? When I watched the trailer,
a little vague. I felt.
Oh, okay. I guess Ness, you know me. I'm weird because this is like when we went to see the Magical Negro Society.
Oh yeah.
And I told you, oh, by the way, she's part of a women's one. And you're like, what? And then they reveal it, and you're like, how did you know that? And I was just like, they telegraphed that.
But I also like don't really pay attention to trailers. I try not to watch them as much. So maybe I wasn't really like keeping that. I wasn't really like paying attention to see who was going to be switching.
Yeah.
But the basically
let the movie tell you.
But I like that they did that because the focus was still on Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan the whole movie.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why I was worried because I was worried like, oh, is it just going to be about the girls and then Jamie Lee and Lindsay Lohan are going to be like their mentors type thing?
Right.
But they really had them be the teenagers.
You were worried about this being like the Bill and Ted reboot because the Bill and Ted reboot is not about Keanu and the other guy, Bill and Ted. It's about their daughters.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, it is technically about their daughters because that's
but
they end up switching to.
Yeah,
but it's them playing them, you know. So
them playing teenagers.
Yeah, which I'm really happy they did because no one wants to see Freaky Friday 2 with like a different cast starring. I don't know.
Yeah,
It just
no, I get
if
it.
they brought them back and like they weren't starring in the movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the movie Family Switch?
It sounds
With Ed
familiar.
Helms and what's our girl's name? Ed Helms and Jennifer Garner. Okay, so it's essentially Freaky Friday, but they Freaky Friday the whole family.
Oh no, I haven't
seen it. The parents switch with the kids, and then the baby switches with the dog.
Okay.
And but it's essentially movie. Freaky Friday, yeah. Shout outs to anyone who recognizes Emma Myers, who plays Wednesday's best friend on Wednesday, because she's the daughter in this movie, which is like one of her first roles. But I kind of got the vibe that Freakier Friday was doing this story, where it's like the adults switch with kids, and the adults now have to, in this movie, the adults are now trying to fix their kids' lives in the school. So like the dad is trying to make his son cool because the son's geeky, and the mom is trying to help the daughter with her sporting career, like she's an athlete. And then vice versa, the daughter is trying to help the mom land a big deal, and the son is trying to help the dad. I don't remember what Ed Helms was doing.
Okay.
Did they have anything like that in this Freakier Friday where it affects their jobs and stuff like that?
Yeah, it definitely affects their jobs.
Cool.
Yeah,
yeah. So I'll look forward to it.
But it's basically like the teenagers. The teenagers basically they don't get along, and because their parents are getting together, it's making them fight more. And since they're getting together and they're becoming a family, they want to move to a different city, and then that causes
and they're gonna have to leave their school and their friends.
Yeah, exactly. So one of them wants to stay, the other one doesn't want to stay. So when they switch, they basically, the teenagers do everything in their power to make sure that they don't move.
The old we don't want our parents together trope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you know the story.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was pretty good. The story was I thought it was well written. I'm not gonna say it's like an Oscar worthy movie, but it's
no, but it's fun. I'm hoping that a movie called Freakier Friday is not winning an Oscar for your consideration.
It was better than I thought it was gonna be, though. It was much better than I thought it was gonna be.
I like. This is one of the genres of films that I weirdly really enjoy. The body swap.
It's fun.
Because even I don't do horror movies, but even the body swap with Vince Vaughn and homegirl from Quantumanium, the girl who plays. Anyways, I don't remember her
daughter.
Name. Yeah, the girl who plays the daughter. But Vince Vaughn and her switch bodies, I think, and she takes over as a serial killer, and he's now trying to stop her in his body. And it's kind of, I think it's called Freaky. I don't even think it's called Freaky Friday.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've heard about that movie.
Yeah, it's called Freaky. 2020 horror comedy. Vince Vaughn swaps with the teenage girl, and the teenage girl, Vince Vaughn is the serial killer, and the teenage girl was one of the victims, and they swap. And like these kind of body swap movies, I know the first time I watch one, I'm just like, okay, but I think my favorite part of them is watching actors embody this kind of different, like a completely persona. Different, because like Vince Vaughn having to play a teenage girl is crazy. Like I don't know if you guys can imagine.
I love Vince Vaughn, so I feel like that would be hilarious.
And he's giant in that movie.
He's huge, and he's
huge ass man.
He's a big man, and he's ridiculous, and that to me makes it why it's such a funny movie. And same thing with like Jamie Lee and Lindsay Lohan having to pretend to be a like crazy teenager. She's done it before. So for her, it was probably just like getting back in the driver's seat. Jamie Lee kind of started out as not like, did she have trouble?
I wouldn't say she had trouble, but they made her daughter, because basically she gets put into her daughter gets put into her body.
Okay.
And the type of girl that her daughter is like, she's like a hipster, like I'm too cool for like the cool kids.
Like anti-cheerleader, like not.
Yeah, exactly. Right, and then the other girl is like kind of the opposite.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so she did have to play a little bit against type because she's always kind of been the. Well,
you had to play what?
Maybe against type, like other than Mean Girls, where she kind of plays the oddball out. Lindsay Lohan often played like the popular girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this one is like she's I did think that Jamie Lee Curtis performed better than her, but obviously it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hasn't Jamie Lee Curtis like actually won awards? Like, no offense to Lindsay, but we're talking about an
just won
award
an
winning.
Oscar
She
for
can play
everything.
anything. She can play
exactly.
anything.
Everywhere
She's
all at
amazing.
once.
She got them skills, yeah.
But Lindsay Lohan, I feel like her character, like the way that they made her daughter, in a way was kind of a cheat because she didn't have to really like
stretch.
Right.
She didn't have, it wasn't extremely performative.
Because she didn't have a big. It wasn't a big thing because the character
was so like
demure,
or whatever, like you know.
I'm
so it's
cool.
like anyone could kind of play like I'm too
aloof.
cool.
Yes,
aloof. Yeah, she was aloof.
Whereas Jamie had to play the cheerleader wannabe.
Yeah, Jamie had to play this like
that's interesting.
Obsessed like OCD type girl that's like into fashion and she's trying to be a fashion designer, which is why Jamie Lee Curtis ends up dressed that way.
Okay.
Okay.
You've actually convinced me because I was gonna wait. This is one of those movies that I was just like, I'll just wait. I don't need to see this one in theaters. But you've convinced me like
go watch it.
Yeah, like I have a couple of free movie passes, and this is a movie I wouldn't mind seeing. So all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome. What would you give it out of 5 if you had to give it a rating?
Out of 5, probably a 3.
Okay, yeah, that's
I would say like a 7.5 on 10.
7.5 on 10.
On 10, yeah. I think that's like a 3.
No, that's more. That's a
3.75
or something.
Yeah, that's why I like to use 10s more, but
yeah,
it's a bit more accurate.
I was just like 3.75 is probably.
But this is my score is like it's for what it is.
Yeah, that's
not
fair.
like it's not like I'm rating it as like a top of the line movie. It's more like for what it is. To me, it's a 7.5 on 10.
All right, Jaws, you wrote down another Apple movie because I'm going to talk about highest to lowest after you, but this is if I'm not mistaken, that F1 is an Apple.
Yes, it is.
But this one got a full theatrical release, which I feel, which was a little unfair for highest to lowest, but whatever.
Yeah, because this movie, F1, the film, F1, the movie, directed by Joseph.
I seen it.
Kolsin. How do you pronounce his last name? Kolinsky?
The director?
Yeah.
Couldn't ask me.
Remember when this show first started, I didn't know how to pronounce anyone's name.
Exactly.
So don't ask me to start doing it now. I still ain't gonna be good.
So basically the same director as Top Gun Maverick. So he just basically took the rigs that they used for Top Gun Maverick and put them on F1 cars, basically. So this is a Brad Pitt movie. Brad Pitt plays this character named Sonny Hayes. He was going to be like
Damson Idris also.
Yes, Damson Idris in it also, but
let's put a little respect on Damson's name. I know Brad's there, but Brad's always there.
He doesn't play a likable character though.
Damson doesn't?
No.
Yeah, he's kind of like a little bit of a side character kind of thing.
He's a main character, but
he's a main character, but he kind of
douchey.
So
are you guys just saying he's a black confident man in a white dominated sport?
No. He's confident, but he's
it's not that card, homie.
he's using his confidence in the wrong way.
That's fair.
So basically, Brad Pitt plays this character named Sonny Hayes. He's an older, maybe 50s, 60s. He was racing when. So he was this prospect in F1. He was a rookie driver in F1 during the 80s, 90s. So he was racing around the same time as Ayrton Senna. So that's like late 80s, early 90s. He has a massive crash and then he kind of stops racing. He stops racing for a bit, but then he kind of slowly gets back into racing again and again, but not F1. So you catch up with him. He's just won the Daytona. Not the Daytona. Was it either the 24 Hours of Daytona? I think he just won.
Okay.
So then his old friend of his is a guy that he was racing with in F1 at that time in the 90s. Javier Bardem's character asks him to come race for his team in F1 because they're kind of down and out. The backers for the team want to pull out because they haven't won anything in so long. So he jumps in and helps out the team, and using all of his he's won a bunch of races like all over the place, but he doesn't stick in one discipline too long. He's just like, you know what, I'm gonna move on to the next thing. So in this team, what's his name? Damson Idris's character, he's the new hotshot rookie. But he's trying to look to see if he can jump out because the team's kind of going down, but he's still kind of trying to help out and stuff. And so it's about these two characters kind of definitely butting heads and trying to push each other, but it's more so Sunny Hayes kind of helping out the team, changing the culture of the team, kind of putting everybody on board and everything like that. And it was actually a really good movie. It was actually really fun, really good.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm an F1 fan. I've been watching F1 since like the 2000s, and it's a little bit not fully believable here and there, but it's fine.
I mean,
I don't think that's the main focus, though.
I know
it's as but isn't it as believable as F1, Top Gun? Like F1, in the sense that like
F1. Well, yeah, for Top Gun, like I'm pretty sure Maverick would have been kicked out of the
kicked out or died. Like the amount of
he would have kicked out from the Air Force for insubordination, or he would have died at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and even bring that up in the movie, but they bring up in the movies like the only reason you're still here is because of Iceman. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
He's an admiral.
Shout out to Val Kilmer. Yeah.
So in F1, it's a lot of they're talking about the strategy and stuff like that. This has been fully backed. Like F1 has given them full access. I know, what's his name?
Yeah, they have a few F1 shots in the movie.
Lewis Hamilton is one of the executive producers.
Yeah. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and
he shows up in the movie too.
So F1 was down because I know F1 years ago with Sylvester Stallone did Driven
was kart.
Right, but it was supposed to be an F1 movie. They even promoted it as an F1, and then F1 pulled out.
F1, because Bernie Eccleston, the guy that owned it, he was like, no, he's very adamant about how. And so,
no, this was definitely like promoted or not promoted. What's the word?
Marketed,
sponsored by F1.
Sponsored, okay,
yeah. Because they showed a lot of like actual scenes at F1 races with the drivers on the podium, like with the champagne and everything.
Yeah, like they got access.
There was actual footage of that.
So I remember when they were filming this movie, I want to say a year or two ago. I think it's a year. Maybe about or 2 years ago. So when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, oh, that guy that looks out from the side and goes, what the fuck? He's not with that team anymore. This driver's not with that team anymore. That driver's not with that team anymore. Oh, so many people are gone, and there's so much new. So it was for me, it was a little jarring, but it was also cool as well. And then like they also have like little instances where like there's a part where Brad Pitt's character is kind of messing around a little bit with Max Verstappen, and then Max Verstappen finally overtakes him, and he does like a hand wave, like "Yo, what the fuck?" And it's like, "Yep, that would be Max. That's what he would do. That's what that driver would do." But one thing that really threw me was that where's his name again?
Joshua Pierce?
No, Idris's character.
Yeah, Joshua Pierce.
No, Damson.
Yeah, Damson Idris's character's name is
Joshua Pierce.
That's
right. The thing that threw me off the most was that you get to see into his life and his family, and so like his cousin is his manager and his mom. He goes.
So that was the character Dodge and Cash, right? In the movie, those two guys, because those are the British. I recognize those two British actors.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, they must have been related to Damson's character because I don't see how they fit in this cast otherwise.
So you have his mom, and his mom is from Barbados. She's Bajan. She's speaking with a clear Bajan accent.
Oh, no.
Like, ooh. And like I'm watching this in the theater in IMAX, and I'm like scooting forward. I'm like, oh, go ahead, talk more.
Okay, I gotta ask real question. I'll let you finish that, but I have a question afterwards.
Yeah. So like it's him being the hotshot new guy, and he's like, very fiery and stuff. And as he's working along with Sunny Hayes, he's kind of slowly kind of learning from him and taking on some aspects and understanding what he should be doing in the team. And it's just about them trying to survive the season and make sure that the sponsors don't pull out, and show that they could still win some races and still be a viable team. And there's also like political stuff in the background, so they kind of try to give you a bit of everything. So like if you were to watch this and then jump into Drive to Survive, you would kind of be like, oh, okay, I kind of get what's going on.
Which is totally their plan, for sure.
Yeah, that's the whole point. The whole point, to get more and more people into because it's already going up, and they have 3 races in the States now.
Yeah,
which is insane. And they
added Vegas recently, right?
Yeah, what you were saying, Vegas is like the Coupe de Resistance kind of thing.
I gotta ask you guys, since you've both seen it, Simone Ashley, the Desi actress, the brown actress who's in Bridgerton. She's in this movie. Supposedly she has like one scene because they cut most of her stuff. She doesn't even have a talking role. And she's literally listed as herself in the movie.
Really?
Is she just a background character? Like, I don't understand how you get one of the hottest actresses right now.
Show me a picture.
Wait, I don't remember. Yeah, I'm checking.
Simone Ashley is the one dating Joshua Jackson. We were talking about it last week.
I don't even remember her in it.
Okay. Yeah. That's really sad. She does an espresso ad with Julia Gardner. She's
Simone Ashley?
Yeah. She was in Sex Ed.
Let me see.
I'm just really
I don't remember her at all.
Yeah, me either.
That's like having an actress that is blowing up in your movie and not using her at all, cutting her out, seems kind of crazy to me. You guys saw the movie, so if you're telling me it's good and it didn't need a love interest,
Ashley's role in the new F1 was significantly reduced.
Yeah, she was supposed to be.
Yeah, she was reduced to a brief non-speaking appearance. So she literally just pops in, I guess, towards.
From what I
understand, don't even know who she is in the movie.
She was supposed to be Joshua Pierce's love interest.
Oh, that would have been too much. That'd have been too much
for his character to have a love interest.
I feel like that would have been too much, and it didn't feel like he had a love interest.
Yeah, because already he had a lot going on, and so did Brad Pitt's character.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like.
But did Brad Pitt have a love interest?
Yes,
he did.
This is my thing with.
I was gonna tell you though, before you say your opinion.
Okay.
It made sense only because his love interest was an engineer who builds the F1 cars.
Okay.
And you're not.
But why did she have to be a love interest? Couldn't she have just been an
engineer? Because she helped out their team. They're basically like underdogs.
Right.
But they have good drivers, but the cars they're using are shit. So they don't have a chance to really like make it.
Does she help them out because of her love interest with Brad?
Yes.
Yeah. See, this is literally what I'm talking about. Is you could have written it differently where she still does it and then doesn't do it for Brad. Because if you're gonna put Damson Idris love story, Brad Pitt has had enough love stories. Give me black and brown relationship on the big screen.
I totally get where you're coming from.
Simone Ashley is gorgeous. Put her next to Damson Idris.
If anything, they should have
want to see on the big screen.
If anything, though, they should have made. Well, I was gonna say they could have just made Simone the engineer, but
that's a little bit trickier too.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's like a whole reason that she's the engineer and she's still there, and they give you more of her backstory, which I thought was pretty cool. Like they gave you the whole.
By the way, I'm not saying it. My thing is in a movie like this, and I'm sure, but Brad Pitt always has a love interest.
Yeah.
The young kid coming up, and this actually goes into a whole other conversation. There are no major young Hollywood stars. And part of that is the fact that if you keep making movies and the lead male is always with these girls, so he's always the protagonist and he's always the person that people see as the hero, and he gets the girl and it continues that story, you're never going to have the next generation. So not giving Damson Idris a love interest in the story continues that cycle of the only people that can pull people into theaters are the George Clooney's, the Brad Pitt, the Leonardo DiCaprios, and stuff like that. And that to me is a problem with Hollywood. It's because you're not going to have these guys in 10 years. They're going to be too old.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But I do think that this movie was in a way like not a tribute, but
a big marketing push for F1.
It was marketing for sure.
For sure.
That's why they used Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But I also think it was like, how do I explain it? The story was really, really like focused on Brad Pitt teaching the younger generation.
Right.
So even though
I.e.
like
us,
so even though like I agree with what you're
viewers.
saying,
Yeah.
I think they needed somebody who was older
Oh, for sure.
to and Brad Pitt, because he's such a big actor and that's going to get everyone to the theater.
Right.
Mhm.
But in a way, he also helped shed light on Damson.
Right.
Because
Right.
Damson is not very known, and for
Right.
sure this movie is going to open some doors for him because he did really well.
I'll ask you this though: without the love connection between Brad and that girl, if they just introduce her and she's doing the job because she's just the best, and Brad respects her and convinces her, does the story change drastically? If those two aren't in love, but they're just mutually respected friends.
I think they could be mutually respected. I think
That's
it could work like that.
Then that would make it boring.
Yeah, because I think
But
because the thing
You
is
need
that
a love interest in every movie. You need a love
because
interest.
at first, it's like a push and pull kind of thing where
right. I'm
it's
not
like,
doing this for you. They've broken up in the past.
it's like I know you're hitting on me because your friend that hired you for this job told me you were going to, so I'm shutting it down right now.
And the reason that it's actually her job, what she's doing. Like she's an engineer for their team, so she has to like.
I get it. I understand all of that. I'm just saying, in a world where we keep having Brad Pitts and the George Clooney's and all these guys be the leads, and the Tom Cruises and the Leonardos, and we're never gonna get more Damson Idris with Simone Ashley. We got to start making those movies now, so that in 10 years,
you're not wrong about that. I just think for this movie, it's a bit difficult because she had to be his love interest only because some of the things that she does are things that are like not allowed. She kind of breaks the rules, and only a love interest would make you break the rules.
And then also with Pierce's character, like he gets sidelined, so it's like where is he? Yeah, like his character like legitimately gets sidelined, and it's just like how does he find time to get with a girl?
Yeah, he does kind of.
And then when he finally comes back in the movie and he's out partying and he's like not feeling it anymore because he's like, I should be about my shit. Like where does that love interest really fit in?
Also, I fear with the character that Damson had, I fear that with a love interest, no one would care because he's kind of like a douchey young guy who's like overly confident, very cocky. He's not humble at all, which is part of the like this is what he learns in the end.
That's the arc.
To,
that's his arc.
Better. Yeah. He has a lot of like character development throughout the movie. But the first half of the movie, you don't really care about this guy. You're like, oh, he's such a douche. Like he's cocky. He's full of himself. Like he doesn't care about anyone but himself. He just wants to be number one. He just wants to make the most money as possible. Like he doesn't even respect, in the sense that Brad Pitt is like this respectable driver.
Yeah, like knows at least at the minimum knows more about the sport because he's done it.
Yeah, but he has no respect for him. He kind of just like right away spits on his name. Like, what does he know? He's old, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like if they gave him a love interest, the audience would not care.
That he needs it, that he wants it.
Because it's like, oh, like, what do we care that this guy has a love interest? Like, he has so much to learn. He has so much to do. And, so I understand why they didn't give him one. Unless there was a girl who was like on the team that worked for the team and she was like helping him grow.
Yeah, I think Simone Ashley's character was supposed to be a journalist that was doing a story on F1 and meets him. From what I read,
like that.
She meets him that way, and then like I think part of it, his cockiness and confidence, is one of the reasons she's not interested in him. And the arc ends with him finally being worthy of her attention because she's like, "Oh, you've grown as a person." Which I still think putting that in works with his growth.
Could have worked.
Yeah. But I feel like I understand what you guys are saying.
But
but it slows down the movie because you have all the other stuff. Like what I'm describing
that I got to take out from somewhere else.
You'd have
to I think the way it would work and it would suck is that you would cut out a lot of the oh hey look, there's you would cut out all the little cameos of all the actual F1 drivers in the movie. because there's a part where like Brad Pitt's doing
there
an
is a
interview,
lot.
and
There's a
then
lot.
like Fernando Alonso comes behind him and taps him on the shoulder and tells him like, "Hey, good job." And they're like, and I'm watching. I'm like, "Oh, I'm like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's for the F1 fans.
I was gonna say that's fair. I mean,
out on a lot of that.
It's like when you're doing a superhero movie, you got to do like the cameos in the background. So I mean, I wasn't gonna talk about it, but like with Peacemaker, you know, like when White Rabbit walks by in one of the scenes. And you're just like, oh shit, White Rabbit! Like me, who reads the comic book, knows who that character is. She's never been in live action before, and now for some crazy reason, of all the characters that DC could use, this is who they had in.
That sounds like a James Gunn move.
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying. I think, like I was saying, my concern is we are 2025, and by 2035, you can't still be relying on 70-year-old Brad, 70-year-old George, 70-year-old Tom. Like, we gotta start giving these young stars.
They are, but it's like Timothy Chalamet.
I also wonder if the reason they're doing that is just because the movie's not going to get made otherwise. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, there was.
I completely understand. But it's just like, surprisingly, this movie came out in theaters and not just Apple Plus. Straight, because I mean, George Clooney and Brad Pitt did another movie.
So that's the only way to get people in the
theater,
come out in
theaters at all.
To get a big name.
Yeah, and that's it. They did Wolves. They put those two together, and I do agree with you that movie did. Like, I think it's a mistake that they didn't put that movie in theaters because they promised them they were going to put it in theaters.
Right.
There was a deal. It was supposed to. It was even supposed to have a sequel, and in the same week, they said it's going straight to streaming, and they canceled the sequel.
Oh, that sucks. Because that doesn't seem like a big, expensive movie. That seemed like a very smaller movie.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt sitting in diners talking to each other because they're both
in
cleaners.
In cars with each other. Yeah. Running down the same street with each other.
Like, that movie couldn't have cost anything to make, and I still don't understand why they. But anyways, it's Apple. Speaking of Apple, let's shout outs to those who got to see F1. It sounds like it was a fun film.
I got to see it in IMAX when it came out again. So
I would
that's pretty.
I mean, especially the guy who directed it, it really does like to do IMAX type stuff. So he probably did shoot some really nice scenes. I got to see Highest to Lowest at Cinema of the Museum here in Montreal, with French subtitles, which were, because I don't wear glasses, were too blurry for me to read. So that was perfect because I was pretty far back. It was nice to go to a theater that was like as the old fashioned theaters, not like the big huge seats or anything.
Oh, it's like
flat old school theater. Like the lady in front of me blocked part of the screen and I had to move over. I'm
surprised they don't have it at Cinema Moderne.
No,
Latin Quarter one.
No, it's, you guys can check. It's not playing anywhere else. All I saw, that was the only place it was playing. I got to see it yesterday. Shout outs to Cinema du Musée. They also have Cheapy Tuesdays, which I didn't expect. So it was only $8. At popcorn, it's $4 on Cheapy Tuesday. Yeah, so I got myself 2 popcorns because I was like, why not? I paid less than $20 for 2 popcorns in a movie. It was great. The movie.
Oh no!
No! It's the movie's not bad. I think so. For those of you who don't know what the story is, Denzel Washington plays the character David King, which has very religious references. There's a lot of like King David references and biblical stuff that get like mentioned. The film is also a remake of Highs and Lows, which is a Kurosawa film.
Yes.
Oh, it's a remake. Yeah. Okay.
And it's also based on the book
in his Asian bag again.
Yeah, and it's also based on the book A King's Ransom, so it says both those things at the beginning. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if A King's Ransom influenced the movie High to Low.
Probably,
but I don't know what the order is, so I won't try and theorize. I should have looked it up first. My apologies to the fans. But movie starts out, you got David King. He has Stacking Hits, which is his label. He's kind of like if Quincy Jones did hip hop, is what the vibe is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the vibe of the story is like if Quincy was like maybe 15 years younger and did hip hop only, this is what he like. He has a golden ear. Everyone respects him. He's considered one of the biggest in the industry. People want to work with him. There's a lot of like references to what feels to me like a nod to Quincy Jones.
Oh, okay.
And the movie is, David King has his left hand, who's his best friend, played by Jeffrey Wright, who is fantastic in the movie. Jeffrey Wright,
Can do no wrong.
He can do genuinely no wrong. So Jeffrey plays David's best friend, Paul. They both have sons. Trey is Denzel's son. Paul's son's name is Kyle. Those two are best friends because they grew up together, obviously. They're at basketball camp. Someone gets kidnapped. You find out that the kidnapper is asking for $17.5 million in Swiss francs, in $1,000 Swiss franc bills specifically. It was a very interesting thing that
very specific.
It's very specific. And one of the scenes that made me laugh is Spike Lee writing someone in to explain exactly why that's why they did it, which was so funny because the exposition of someone stopping to be like, the reason they're doing this was,
oh my God, that's
it was
easy.
It wasn't bad though. The way they did it was kind of funny because it's a scene where a bunch of people are going, why are they asking for this specifically? And someone goes, well, based on this, and this is why they would want that, because it all fits in a bag. And you're like, and I'm sitting there like, that is both annoying but funny.
How would they know that?
Exactly. That's one of the things. Like you're
gonna
never know that.
Seems like a stretch.
It's and like the joke that comes after that, because much like Jaws, someone is like, how do you know that? The joke that feeds that was pretty well done. So,
okay. I mean, like, how would the kidnapper know that? Because I'm assuming because after watching the trailer, I assume the kidnap is someone very specific. But like, I don't know within the context of the movie. But as the actor, I already know who the act. I would assume I mean,
I'm not spoiling it when I say ASAP Rocky is the because there's a bunch of in the trailer. ASAP Rocky is, and even his character name is Young Felon. So. They're not really trying to hide anything in this movie.
Right.
Like this movie has some of the craziest kind of like exposition through names and characters and stuff that it's so funny. Anyways, one of the kids gets kidnapped. Like everyone finds out about the kidnapping, and then part of the movie does start to feel like it's a pandemic movie. Because everything happens in this one set for a very long time. And that's one of the things that I would have said, maybe this was done a little too long. Like kind of the hemming and hawing over decisions about what to do with the situation, how to proceed, cops talking to people. Like a lot of that happened in one place. You didn't get any, like you're in New York and I don't get any New York. I get like a couple buildings, a couple things here, and really? Spike is is known for loving New York. So
I heard that in a review, someone said like they used New York, they shut down streets and stuff. Like you could see that the money was spent.
The money is spent maybe in the third act, but there's a huge part of the first and second act that is in a fucking penthouse, and that shit annoyed me. Like watching a movie where people are literally just going up and down the stairs in the penthouse, discussing, talking, interacting, sitting at this table, moving to this couch, moving to the den, and I was like, guys, get out of the fucking
episode.
Yeah, like there's a big part of the movie that feels like a bottle episode, and I'm not saying you got to be out in the streets all the time, but being in the penthouse and then being at his office for a good portion of the film felt like a waste of New York City to me. Because you're not wrong. Third act, a bunch of New York stuff, really nice, some New York scenes, but I didn't feel like, you know how Spike uses the streets of New York?
Yeah.
I didn't feel that, and that was really sad to me to see this kind of be like, I don't know if this is because Denzel's getting older. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but there's a lot of Denzel sitting in chairs talking to people, and I was just like, okay, this was the first time that I saw a Denzel movie, and I was just like, I feel like they coordinated in the script for Denzel to be able to relax a lot.
Yeah, because it's not it's not a big action movie. He doesn't have to run around and do this and do that.
And I get that. And if it
he's
felt
also
like
supposed to retire, he was talking about retiring.
And I get that the movie is supposed to feel like, because there is talk about him retiring. There is a vibe of slowing down. There is, but if the movie felt more like the type of thriller that took place in offices and courtrooms, I would understand that. But when you have someone like ASAP Rocky playing the villain who's just like, yo, I'm coming for your head, king. Like, I'm gonna take the crown. And you have that street energy coming at someone in a penthouse, and then they spend so much time in the penthouse. You're kind of like, yeah, I get why ASAP Rocky's character is coming for you. You don't fucking do anything. You're a multi-millionaire who just sits in a fucking mansion all day on the top of a tower, and that's why people came for you. Right. And it's kind of sad because I don't side with Rocky, but I understood in that moment why, like, and I don't know if Spike was trying to do that specifically so you got Rocky's motivation and like, look how they just hide in the tower for so long. But my God, it wasn't interesting to watch. Like, some of the scenes are good. Interactions with him and his son, good. Interaction with him and Paul, Jeffrey Wright, great. But the cops in the movie drove me up a wall. Like, my God, I was losing my shit. Also, having Ice Spice in the movie for 3 seconds.
What?
Yeah, and I thought she was going to come back, only for her to never come back in the movie was ridiculous. I was just like, why are we doing this?
Waste of time.
Huge waste.
Well, again, I'm sure it's one of those things where like they filmed it and she was going to be a thing, and then the movie comes out, she's not a thing.
So I don't think so, weird. Because her character isn't related to the story. Her character is just someone signing a contract okay. And that's it. You never see her again. She's introduced by one guy, and that's it. And it's stuff like that where it's just like, for example, Spike likes to use some of the same actors, which I love. He uses who's that Latino actor that's in, like, who has like a shaved head and is always like a Mets fan, a Yankees fan, or like a Knicks fan in his movies.
Ooh.
I can't remember his name. I'm trying to find his name in the cast, but okay. I'll give another example. Wendell Pierce shows up in the movie, 1 scene, 2 minutes. Anthony Ramos and Rosie Perez show up in the movie, 2 scenes, 3 minutes max. He uses a lot of these actors in a way that I was kind of like, if you're going to get these people to come out, I get it. It's cool. Like, I love seeing Anthony Ramos and Rosie Perez on stage together. The context makes perfect sense. But then you never use them again. They're playing themselves, which is cute. But so there's just a bunch of stuff that for the opening and like the main part of the movie, I understand why people were a little critical of the film. I think Spike did a good job, though. I think some of the shots are great. His classic, like, kind of like rolling shot.
Dolly shot.
Dolly shot. Thank you. Yes. The dolly shot was well done because the dolly shot is done on the top, on the balcony of the penthouse with the skyline behind it. So it's really nice. And then he does a reverse dolly shot with Denzel at a point in the movie. That is really nice because the color and everything is really beautiful. Some of the stuff he does with ASAP, like the way he filmed ASAP in darker spaces was great. Like, ASAP skin pops in these blue lights and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like Spike and like his directors of photography, like, and lighting team, like, doing some really beautiful aesthetic stuff.
Yeah, I always find he's always been so good at that.
Yes,
lighting, cinematography, like
100%.
Yeah, he has style.
Yes, he does. And I know that Ryan used some of Spike's people when he started making his movies,
Ryan
like
Coogler?
Costume designer. Yeah, Ryan Coogler. Sorry, that's fair. Yeah, I'm saying Ryan like I know him. Ryan Coogler used like the costume person and like some of like I like that kind of connection.
That New York connection.
Yes, was nice.
Yeah,
and
I know Ryan was in NYU, if I remember right.
But that's it. So the film is good ultimately. I would equally give it like I would say like just a 3.5 on 5. Okay. So like 7 on 10.
That's solid.
Do you feel that Aesop was like not underutilized, but I know that during the filming of the movie, he had a court case, and some people were like, it's going to probably cut into the movie or him filming. Did you feel like that was felt in the movie at all?
Yes. There's definitely a lot of scenes where ASAP is just a voice on the phone because he's a kidnapper. And whether or not they were using that to kind of build this kind of energy where it's like, you should be scared of this voice on the phone. The thing is, if you were gonna just use ASAP Rocky as a voice on the phone to kind of freak us out, we shouldn't have known it was ASAP. It should have been a surprise.
Right.
But the fact that we know makes it weird that he's only a voice on the phone.
Yeah.
Because then, like Joss is saying, it feels like he's being underutilized because you're just like, why do you have ASAP Rocky not be in
that's
most of the film? He literally, and that's when the movie gets better. Once ASAP shows up, the movie significantly gets better because the interactions with ASAP, with Paul, Jeffrey Wright's character, and David King, Denzel's character, start to be great. Like the scenes with the cops are annoying, but I guess we're supposed to see them as bumbling idiots, so whatever. But like ASAP and Denzel's scenes together are really good. There's one scene where they're just the two of them, and it's really intense, and it's perfectly lit, and it gets really, really dark. And I was just like, I was like sitting in the theater for most of the film, kind of leaned back, like, okay, we're building up. But as soon as that stuff started to happen, I was like leaned in, like, okay, now we're finally getting to it. And then I almost wish Spike had decided to like end it there, but he kind of does his epilogue thing that I don't really understand why. I don't know if he felt he owed it to Denzel to do it, because you kind of, I don't know, it felt like it felt like he had already given us the gift, we had unwrapped it, and he's giving us a card, and we don't need the card. I got my prize.
I feel like it could be. I don't think it's like I owe it to Denzel. I think it might be like this might be the last time. This might be the last dance. It might be the last. I gotta indulge it. I gotta.
But you know what?
Do everything I can.
All things said, Spike made a good movie again. I know my pause at the beginning might have made y'all feel like, oh no, but that pause was more because I was like, I'm still in a sense of, because I saw it yesterday, so I still have moments where I'm just like, did I like that movie? And it's like, no, I definitely liked the movie. I like the ending of the movie. I like the relationships. I like Jeffrey Wright's performance is so good. Denzel is older, so he's good, but it kind of feels like we're gonna put Denzel in a chair here. We're gonna put him in a chair here. We're gonna put him in a chair here. We're gonna put. That's the only thing I noticed, which I felt like I don't want to judge him for it because I'm not his age. I understand he's an older actor, and it might be a little tougher to make movies like this all the time. But and then I want to say, if I always mispronounce her name, and it sucks, but Ilfesne Hadera, who plays his wife Pam, and is also on the King of Harlem, Godfather of Harlem.
Oh, okay.
She kind of plays the wife. She plays the wife in both the movie and in that show. She's also in the show Billionaires. She's been in a bunch of stuff. She was also in She's Gotta Have It, the TV show. She's stunning. She's always stunning. I just wish that, like, this is one of those movies that fails the Bechdel test really badly. Like, there are never two women in the movie talking about anything other than
the main character.
The main character or men in general. And like when I watched the movie, I was just like, oh, okay. Like, it's cool to see Pam, Hadera play this character of Pam King, the wife. But there's like a lot of just like David not listening to her, David making decisions without talking to her. And then she just plays the grieving mother when her son is kidnapped. And then she's like, instead of being the voice of reason later on, she kind of just feels like she's in it for herself at one point. You'd have to see it to understand why, but I was like, oh, that's unfortunate that you didn't get more, because I've seen you do more, and I know you can. So,
have you seen any of the press junket stuff?
I know I haven't watched it. I know there's like one where Denzel steals Rocky's watch. That everyone was like
Rolex right off his wrist.
Yeah, people were like freaking out about, and I was like, I'll watch that later. And I saw the one with Spike versus Rocky for the music trivia.
Oh, okay.
Which was nice.
Have you seen the one where everyone's like, we looked at Rocky's and Denzel's pictures of when they were kids. Rocky should ask his mom who his dad is, because
that's funny.
They look pretty similar.
That joke is made in the movie.
Oh,
that is so funny. Yeah, that joke is made in the movie. So that is
like, what? Why did it look the same?
That is really, really funny. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, because I mean, I'll tell you. At one point, Denzel says, Rocky says, I was dreamed of like you grew up in my neighborhood. I dream of you like being my pops. And Denzel goes, maybe I am. And it's just the way he says it. It's so quick and so funny. Of like, sure, I don't know. Maybe I fucked your moms. I don't know. Like, it was just crazy to hear him say it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, but it was good. It's well delivered. So,
but people are putting their kid pictures together. Like, wait a minute. I don't think it's just a joke.
Funny. That's so funny. Yeah, guys. I think that's it. That's pretty much everything we had on the list. Freakier Friday. Recommend go see. Jaws, I forgot to ask you, what do you give F1 on 5?
I think I'll give it a 3 or a 3.5.
Okay, so
I think it was definitely worth seeing. It's definitely fun to learn everything about F1, and I think the message in the story was actually really good.
Wow. Okay. And highest to lowest, like I said, I would give it a 3.5. So, and Peacemaker season 2 is out.
3.5s.
3. Yeah, pretty much like
across the board.
Pretty solid for these movies. Like you said earlier, Ness, we're kind of in a point where it's like, things are a little quiet in the theaters, and these like highest to lowest, I think should have gotten a wide release, but
yeah, I'm really shocked.
Apple it's Apple and A24.
Still.
Also, Spike is hilarious because the way he gives a nod to A24 in the movie, and it's so silly how he does it. So it's stuff like that Spike does that I'm like, you're just ridiculous.
He's aging.
Yeah, but he's aging, but he's still weirdly like funny. Like he likes to be a weird, funny guy. But yeah, Freakier Friday, F1 the movie, and highest to lowest all recommended. And then if you guys have a chance, go check out Peacemaker season 2. It started. I didn't go on my longer rant. I almost want to save it for when Dave comes back, because Dave probably wants to have that debate with me. But it's out and things are happening, and I'm not happy. But it is what it is. Also, Alien Earth. I didn't get to watch the latest episode, but I'm hearing people say some really good stuff. So we'll see what's up. But other than that, that's it, guys. That's the whole show. And if you guys, make sure you check out our socials. Check out our website, GeekCypha.com, GeekCypha. Jaws, anything you want to tell the people?
Check out Transformers Slag and the Toy Marta podcast with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
And that's it, y'all. Ness, anything you want to tell the people, or we'll be back?
Follow me on Bo It's Ness or MTL Movie Club.
Bong. And all our socials are on the screen. And also in the description of this episode, so you guys can come check us out in all the spots. We'll be back with another one next week. Peace,
Thanks
y'all.
for listening.
Peace.